When we engage with clients, they come to us from either handling the accounts in-house, but they were overwhelmed with the amount of work it was, or maybe wanted to see an increase in recovery, or they came from another agency and learned the hard way that their agency wasn't doing what they previously said they were going to do. The bad part is, and very unfortunately, they learned that 9, 12, sometimes 2 years down the road when already a lot of money has gone away. Those coming from other agencies come to us for a number of reasons. They're frustrated with the lack of communication from their current agency. They may have called their agency 2 times, still haven't got a call back. Or maybe they expect the agency to be pushing some information to them instead of them having to call them every time to get it. They're concerned that their agency isn't doing, or they feel they aren't doing, more than the client could do themselves. They found out the agency is just making a couple calls, sending a couple letters. The client's worried that their agency either isn't going to or already hasn't met their expectations. And lastly, they think all agencies are the same. They feel that there's nothing that really separates one from the masses. Hunter Warfield is different. I guess the best way is to give you an example. I work with a client now that 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago, had 10 active agencies when I began working with them. You can imagine that it was very difficult for them to manage that volume of vendors. So from a performance standpoint only, they quickly trimmed it down to 4. We were one of the 4. Now over the last 3 years, that 4 has changed into Hunter Warfield receiving 90% of their business. Now it is for 2 very specific reasons. Number 1, we were able to increase their recovery by almost 100%, both with the accounts that we received and by process with the accounts they gave to the other agencies. We were able to help them find best practices and debtor disputes and how to have talk-offs for different items the collectors heard on the phone. The second reason is not only did we help them with the business that came to us, but we helped them develop some processes internally that reduced the amount of accounts that they were farming out to the agencies. And you might think, I'm getting less accounts at that point, so that's not good for me, but it is. I ended up getting less business, but the business that we got, the accounts that we got from that client, we recovered a lot more of, and it truly was a win-win scenario. We were the only vendor that took the time to understand our client, their process, their business, and were able to make changes to increase their recovery.